Hey guys, fall is here and it's apple season. Apple pies are everywhere, and I thought it'd be fun to make a cake that looks just like an apple pie. I'm Elisa Strauss and we're mixing it up in the kitchen today. I have a 5-inch disposable pot pie tin that I just picked up at the grocery store, and I baked my apple cinnamon cake in it. It's delicious. Then I'm just going to take some buttercream and throw it on. And this is where you can have fun. You can add some brown sugar buttercream, maple buttercream, and I want to get it in the grooves here so it looks like a real pie when we're done. There's nothing worse than having a birthday in the fall and always getting an apple pie when you really want a cake. So I thought this would be fun for an October, November birthday. Right, I'm going to stick this in the freezer to chill for a little bit while I roll out my fondant. I greased my mat with some shortening and I'm going to roll out some brown colored fondant, about 8 ounces, into a circle. I wanted about 7 inches. And I just took some white fondant and used a little bit of brown food coloring, just a little gel to make this light beige color, just like a real pie dough. And remember, this part doesn't have to be perfect. After all, it's going to be like a pie. I've never seen a very neat pie dough. Here's my cake covered in the buttercream, and I just chilled it for 15-20 minutes. Going to grab my fondant, just like that, and lay it over the cake. And you want to press it in and get all of those special ridges that you'd find in a real pie. The lumpier, the better. Then I'm just going to take my scalpel. You can also use a scissor here, and you just want to have an even border. I'm just leaving about 1 inch on the edge. It's not the end of the world if it's a little jagged on the edge. After all, it is a pie, a rustic pie. But the more symmetrical it is, the better the details are going to look. So now I'm just going to take the edge and fold it under just like I would a real pie. Just like that, all the way around. The fondant's so pliable that it just sticks to itself. Then when you get to the end, just tuck it all in, get all the crevices. Now we're going to do a fun border. You could do whatever you like, but I like the traditional kind of zigzag border. So I just put one finger in like this and pinch it with the other fingers. You do want to make sure you don't have long nails. It's like my mom, who's a harp teacher, and she sits there and makes the students clip their nails because it doesn't sound so good against the strings. Well, the same thing goes for cake decorating. If you have long nails, I have bad news for you. You should probably get rid of them. Okay, see, so I have my nice little border, and now I'm going to just take either a ball tool, a veining tool, really anything you have to make the little, how should we say, air vents. I'm just putting them on the outside because I want to make way for our little decoration in the center. So I'm just making 4 little holes, make little teardrop shape. Now I'm going to give the pie its color, its natural color, like it just came out of the oven. So for that I use some petal dust. It's also referred to as candy color. The point is that it's not a luster dust. It's not shiny, it's just a matte color. So I'm just starting on the edge. That's where the cake would get its brownest, or the pie would get the brownest. And after you start putting the color on, you can evaluate. You may want one side darker, you may want a little bit of white or ivory to lighten it. The nice thing is you really can't make any mistake. You could go darker, lighter. You could add some yellow to evoke the feeling of butter, a nice warm feeling. So I want to give the pie a shiny crust. To do that, I'm going to just use a little bit of piping gel on the edges, just like you brush some egg whites over the pie before you baked it. So I have the border all done. Now I'm going to do the body of the pie, and that's going to hold our next decoration, which is just some sugar. Piping gel is great for all kinds of extra decorations. It could be used as a glue, and it can also just be used to give a nice shine. Now I just grab some regular granulated sugar. I just dust it a little bit in the middle. All right, and then I have one last little detail to show you. A little apple. To make the apple, I just roll the red into a little ball. Then I'm just going to take the thin part of my veining tool, and that just creates a little hole for the stem. Make a little stem, and then just grab a little piece of the lime green just to make a little leaf, and we're ready to put on the finishing touch. I like it because it gives it some color. Just stick it in the middle. Because of that piping gel we used before, it'll just stick to itself. So this is great, again, for a fall birthday. You can add the little letters, happy birthday. You can use an embosser and write give thanks for Thanksgiving. It could spice up your celebration. I hope you enjoyed this harvest treat, and don't forget, if you want to make it, I've listed all the ingredients and equipment you need just below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything we're doing. I'm Elisa Strauss, and I'm mixing it up in the kitchen.